Survivor Philadelphia. Second season of Survivor Philadelphia.
The Philadelphia Eagles are Super Bowl champions.
As here's a drive in a deep left field by Castellanos.
And the hunt is on for the idol.
But it ain't about how hard you hit.
The winner of Survivor Philadelphia Season 2.
It's about how hard you can get it and keep moving forward. How much you can take.
Survivor Philadelphia.
What's up, and welcome back to the Purple Pants podcast coverage of Survivor Philadelphia Season 3. We are recapping episode 4, and of course, I can't recap the episode without my Mississippi brother, my immunity killer, my dog poop grabbing, Mr. Timmy Bridgman. Welcome back to the podcast. How are you?
Hey, y'all, I'm doing good. I'm excited, Bryce, to be back in here to talk about this episode. It's a lot of great stuff that's happening. And as always, I'm ready. I'm energized. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I love this episode, right? I feel like it wasn't as action-packed as the other episodes were. However, I felt like this was the suspense-building episode. I felt like we got a lot of background on some people. And I feel like I'm thinking about people like Jasmine. I'm thinking about people like Gabe. I'm thinking about people like Sunshine. I'm thinking about people like you, Manfred. I'm like, there are a lot of possibilities in which y'all could go after seeing this episode. So I really thought it was a pivotal episode. And I'm so excited to be here to talk about it with you.
Yeah, and I agree. This episode was definitely the calm before the storm. It's like whenever you're sitting out on the porch and it's like you can smell the rain that's coming. You know that something might be on the horizon. It might not be what you think it is, but something is coming. And I think this episode gave us a lot of something that's going to lead to something big potentially. Who knows?
Absolutely. It's so funny that you say that because I had a college roommate who I don't know where they were from. I want to say the Midwest. And I used to tell them like, you can smell the rain is coming. They be like, you can't smell the rain. I'm like, no, it's a smell. You know when that rain is coming. So I'm so happy you said that. So if Lance Brown, wherever he is, my freshman roommate, I'm right. You can smell the rain is coming.
You can smell it just like you can smell maybe what the rock is cooking. But
you could also
this time around,
that was not in that idol bag. Okay.
You can definitely apparently I couldn't smell it. I might have been like Lance in that situation. So
yes.
Yeah, so this time around we're coming again right off the heels of the previous episode. We see Kristen and Amir be voted out of their respective tribes and go over to the Sands of Time. In the Sands of Time, Kristen basically meets up with Johnny and Jen. And they're like, we're not going to talk about the advantage. We're not going to give any information. Like, what red block are you talking about? This must be something new. Later down the line, when Amir comes, they're like, everybody, let's put our red block on the table. So
I was so confused at that, right? And you know I love Johnny and you know I love Jen, but I felt like Johnny was so extra in this moment when Kristen came back and was like, here's my block. Johnny was like, what's that? Over there on the table? It was there? No. I was like, all right, Johnny, we got it. Then when Amir came, I'm like, did we miss something? Because now all of a sudden, everybody's talking about it. I did love seeing Kristen's Sands of Time. You know, she felt like, what did I do? Why are they targeting me? I also really appreciated Amir's, right? Because, you know,
Yes.
Amir has been chaotic Amir, however, he's been making the season. But I really thought hearing him talk about his experience, hearing him apply from like 2019 when he saw Wendell and I play, just, you know, I really love Amir. I miss his craziness this episode, but it was just good to see him not feel like he's out of it. I also was gagging at when Amir came in and saw Johnny and they was hashing it out. And Kristen was like, okay.
She couldn't get not a word in. It was
Okay.
no, hey, hello. It was immediately on-site conversation. Let's talk about what happened. Meanwhile, Kristen, she's on the sideline, like hey, like I'm here too, because she is, the only person from Fairmount at that point who's in the Sands of Time. But let's talk about who Kristen wrote down on her block. She put down Paige's name. So essentially, when she's voted out, Paige is trying to comfort her, and Kristen, she's like, nah, I don't side eye. Like something is off about this. You're comforting me. You must have played some kind of role in me going out. So I'm gonna write your name on the block. And she did exactly that. Amir, on the other hand, he is thinking about all the people who might have betrayed him. And he decides
Everybody. Okay.
at that point, everybody, and then he betrayed Jasmine. It should have been Jasmine putting his name on the block, maybe, versus him putting somebody else's name on that block. But Amir decides to put down Ben's name.
Rightfully so, because sneaky Ben. And yeah, I feel like Ben was playing just as chaotic as Amir, just not as chaotic as Amir, if that makes sense, because Ben's going all over the place. But yeah, Ben definitely was targeting him. And I felt like, good for Amir to put Ben down, because we as viewers see Ben just running circles, doing this, doing that. So it was interesting.
Very, very. But we had some good amount of time at the Sands of Time. Now we're heading right into the game itself. And we're getting ready to head into immunity. And, I just won immunity. I'm feeling good. I'm thinking I'm powered up. Like, let's throw another individual immunity in. Matter of fact, let's merge right now. I'm excited. I'm hyped. I'm ready to go. And there's this announcement that they're going to take back individual immunity, and tribal immunity is back on the line. At that point, Bryce, I felt like the strength of the Black survivor was being stripped away from me, as we were being told that everybody is getting ready to be back to playing with your tribe and not just for yourself. Ultimately,
I know, I was saying, like, yeah, that was kind of crazy, Alex telling us that. And I also think you guys had to pick a leader first before he divulged that information. Or no, he told us that we were going back to, it's not individual immunity, but then y'all had to pick leaders. And
yes,
it was interesting to see no one really want to step up. I also really felt like Manfred was giving very much pick me energy. Okay, I felt like Manfred was like, but don't. And I also felt like Sunshine in that moment was like, because here's the thing, Sunshine don't talk enough for me, right? Like I just feel like Sunshine is laying way too low in the background, but also Sunshine is very much present. And somebody that's sitting back watching it, Sunshine ain't stupid. Okay, like listen, it might have been rainy days. You might be able to smell the rain, but Sunshine is like, I'm above these clouds and I know what's going on. Because the way Sunshine just was like, I'll go, right? Like, it's just like, oh, Sunshine is good.
Yeah, he was definitely not wanting to be up there in the front. Like, his name is Sunshine. He don't want to, if you stare too much at the sun, you go blind. And Sunshine at that point, he don't want to stay in the spotlight the whole time, but he's the one who steps forward from our tribe. Now, Roxborough, it's a little different, because I don't know if they got a nighttime on their tribe, somebody nicknamed Nighttime, but nobody's wanting to step up at this point. And we see Ben say, well, Jaleesa, you just won immunity, so go ahead and step up. And Jaleesa's like, no, I got my reward. Immunity was the only thing I needed in that moment. But ultimately, Ben is the person who steps up from their tribe. And that's when it all
another pick me energy though. Okay. Because Ben wanted to go up there. Ben ain't slick. I don't trust nothing Ben say. Ben say go left, I'm going right. Ben say it's raining, I'm like, you peeing on me. I don't trust Ben. So I really feel like that was an interesting moment, because I felt like, just given everything we've seen of Ben, we know Ben wants to go up there. And I thought this twist was so interesting. I had to rewind my YouTube, because Ben said, we're switching tribes, like, a tribe swap. And you can't pick anybody that was on the previous tribe that you was on. So I was a little slow when I was watching it. Because I was like, well, that means it'll just be Sunshine and everyone else from the other tribe. Like, I wasn't understanding that Sunshine, every time you go up, you have to pick someone that wasn't on your tribe. And so then that made a little more sense to me. I'm like, oh, so it'll be like Fairmount, Roxborough, Fairmount, Roxborough, Fairmount, Roxborough. But there is an odd number. And so some tribes will be up numbers in the Fairmounts and some tribes will be down numbers in the Roxborough. I was like, okay, Alex G and the Survivor Philly crew, I see what y'all doing here.
And it's getting interesting because, you know, before we hop on the net, I just wanted to say Jaleesa decided not to go forward because she already won immunity. I feel like that was very demure of her. She played that real classy. Real, very much reserved, very much like, nah, I'm not gonna do it. You know, I'm gonna create space for everybody else. She said that's how you play the game of Survivor.
Okay,
you know,
it was
very
giving
mindful of her.
very demure. Okay, first of all, Jaleesa, when we talk about her later on in the episode, but first of all, Jaleesa is the epitome of demure. Okay, she just, you ate with that one though, Tim. Okay, you. Is this my For You page or is this the Purple Pants podcast Survivor News of Survivor Philadelphia? Because I don't know. But so I thought it was really, really interesting because, by the way, let me just make sure I get my notes. Because you were a first. Okay, not only is Tim an immunity winner, he is a first draft pick. Okay. Very interesting. And so I think the way that it went for the Fairmount tribe was Sunshine picked Gabe, who Gabe then picked Ryan, and we'll have to talk about that later. Then Ryan picked Emma, then Emma picked Manfred. Okay. Big, in the words of Q, big mistake on Emma. Emma picked Manfred. Manfred picked Manfred picked Paige. Then we had on the other tribe, Ben picked Tim. Tim picked Jaleesa. Jaleesa picked Robinette. Robinette picked Jasmine. Jasmine picked the last person standing, Natasha. Was Natasha right? She was the last person standing, right? Now, when I'm seeing these tribes, right, I'm automatically thinking, Roxborough, y'all are stacked with strong women. Jasmine, Jaleesa, Natasha, Robinette. I'm like, that's the winning formula right there. I'm feeling like a woman has to win. And I feel like if I'm a betting, very classy, very demure person, my winner pick would very much be Jaleesa. Robinette actually is really Robinette because we can't talk about the love that we have for Robinette over here because Robinette is just so cool. She's so calm. She a DJ. She just, you know, and Jasmine with that ponytail. One of them got to win. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. And then on the opposite side, it's all the guys for the most part. It's like you got Ryan, you got Sunshine, you got Gabe, and you got Manfred. Like that whole team over there, and it's just Emma and Paige, and they're not even from the same tribe. So that's like a whole lot of bro energy, and that's what we end up seeing later in the episode. But I did want to say that I think with this tribe being split up and the way that it was drafted, it's 3-3 on the new Roxborough tribe of my tribe, and then on the new Fairmount is 4-2. So I don't know how that's going to play out when it comes down to it in these next couple rounds, but I know for right now it's not looking too hot for Emma and Gabe, which becomes true later on when we see it.
Yes.
But moving forward to the challenge.
So did y'all get time? Did we see y'all talk before the challenge, or did a lot of the talking after the challenge, right? Because y'all talked a little bit before the challenge, right?
Yeah, so on our original trials before the swap, we talked a little bit before the challenge, just like talking just a little bit, nothing too major that's happening right after tribal council, because we had like 2 minutes or so and we immediately going straight into the next round. So it was like a faster turnaround versus the original time that we would have. And I'm glad you mentioned that, because there's a little debrief that happens that we don't get a chance to see. So I go up to Manfred and I'm like, okay, Manfred, I voted for you. I didn't want Kristen to go home. And Manfred approaches me like, well, why didn't you vote for Ryan? You knew who was going to play the idol. Why didn't you vote for Ryan? And then he kind of got me there. I was just like, you know, I didn't want to say, yeah, I was trying to get you out of the game, but I was just trying to make amends in this moment while not trying to put myself like out there too far. I didn't know a swap was going to happen or anything was going to happen. So there was a little bit of fallout where people were finding out who voted for who and who voted together on that move. And I think some people were lying about who they voted for, but I was one of the people who revealed it.
Okay. So we get to this challenge, which is very interesting. How would you describe this challenge?
So the challenge itself is called Disky Business, and it was pretty fun. It's similar to the challenge that we see in the real CBS Survivor, where each tribe has to hold up a floating disc and one by one stack a block to spell a word on that tower that's only being held up by the tension created by their tribe mates. And it's like you got to hold it tight. You might want to wrap your hand around it. You know, Jen would have killed this challenge. She deal with the cows and the bulls and everything. She might have lassoed that floating disc up, but between these two tribes, that's what's happening. And we have to spell the word safe with 4 blocks. And
so can I ask you this? Because watching this, and maybe this a little note to the Alex G people production. So did they tell y'all it was the word safe when they gave you the blocks?
No, so we had to figure out the word, but it was 4 blocks that was on there, and each one had the same letter on each side. So we just all kind of figured that it was the word safe. We figured that out really quickly, so you don't really get to see us figuring out what the word is. You mostly see us focusing on stacking the blocks itself.
Okay, because that was my question. Because I was like, why would Alex G and the production tell them that the word is safe? Because us as viewers, all we really saw was y'all holding the tension and spelling the word. But now that makes a lot more sense. Thank you so much for clearing that up.
Oh yeah, of course. And in this challenge, ultimately, nothing too crazy happens. I'm thinking, all right, I'm a little short, so let me go on the top end. We tried to arrange it by height and everything. You don't get to hear the audio, but at that moment I'm yelling, you know, I'm screaming tension, you know, so-and-so, make it tight, you know, don't I ain't trying to go to tribal council. I ain't trying to test the 3 and 3 just yet, if at all. And I and my tribe, the new Fairmount, New Roxborough, we ultimately take home the win, and New Fairmount has to go to tribal council.
Yes. And shout out to the baby boy. Y'all know we love Ryan over here. And I love Ryan's extraness, because everybody that's holding the tension rod, right? They're like, you know, holding a rod and holding a brick and going up. Of course, Ryan, I'm like, Ryan, why are you holding the brick with your chin? Okay. And again, shout out to Ryan Cassidy. We have issued this PSA again before, and we'll issue it again. Ryan, drop the location of where you exotic dance from. Okay. We want to support. And by support, we want to make it rain. Now,
I can smell it coming, Bryce.
I want to know what it smell like. I know what the rain smell like. I don't know what the Ryan Cassidy smell like. So let me talk about some funny moments after Fairmount wins, right? Or Roxborough wins.
New Roxborough win. We win.
New Roxborough wins. Shout out to y'all. While the New Roxborough wins and y'all are like, you know, talking, everyone is saying different things about where they're from. We get to hear these great stories. We get to see Timmy graduating. We get to see all these amazing things. Natasha worked with Michelle Obama. Robinette tells us how she became a DJ. And for me, now I don't know if this was Demia, But you know, I love me a good Drake song. You know, you used to call me on myself.
Okay.
My Jasmine. Now, what? Jasmine, I know I'm singing Drake. Jasmine, you don't got to be. I'm not Drake. Jasmine. Jasmine shares with us that when she went to the Drake concert, okay, Jasmine was up there like, you used to call me on my Drake, and throws her bra, and Drake catches it. First of all, the way my pants would have been soiled if Drake caught anything of mine. And I love the fact that Jasmine tells us the story because Jasmine is like wild, not wild, but like a fun, wild, crazy, living her life. And I like that we get a little interview from Robinette, and Robinette is like, I work with Jasmine. She living her best life. And so I love like little things like that. Also, now let's go over there. So this was the new Fairmount.
This was a new Roxborough, so new Fairmount.
New Roxborough. So let's go over there to the new Fairmount. First of all, now let's take it back to Sunshine. Sunshine at this point is damn near Target, okay? Because Sunshine got jerky, he got pistachios, and mind you got the expensive kind of pistachios, the little bag of pistachios that he had, that's like $20.
The ones that be in the commercial.
Yes, he got the big one. He got trail mix, he got sunblock, he brought paint. Now, first of all, we love Gabe. Seeing Gabe on this tribe and with people that actually really want to work with Gabe, like we see a different Gabe. Sunshine was like, well, I got the paint, it helped bond people. Now, we know that Ben had told us that he is a model, but we really know he is a writer for the biggest YouTube ever. But he's an artist. Ben, he better stick to serving them tables because he should not be an artist, because Gabe was like, can I get some green? And everybody on the green tribe had the little lines on them. Ben Sunshine went over to Gabe. He was like, you want me to put the paint on you? Gabe was like, yes. Someone's talking to me. Yes. Okay. Sunshine put the paint like Sunshine covered.
Sunshine smeared it.
Okay. Sunshine was like, here you go.
Listen, I feel like I was a kid getting ready for school, and when your mama putting lotion on, and they smack it all on there, Bryce, and you just like rub it all on your face, get it in the corners, under your chin. That's what it was looking like. I said, Gabe, Sunshine, why are you smearing paint all over this? It's supposed to be a line. So that was just so confusing to me. However, Gabe just cannot catch a break. Like Gabe on his last tribe, they was coming at him. He had to deal with Amir, all of this. Here we have Gabe on this tribe, and he is like so happy that he's got Sunshine, he's got Ryan, he's got Manfred, and he's really trying to make his case that listen, I have nobody over there. I'm willing to work with y'all. We see Ryan like, I love the kid. He's so great. Now also Emma over here, Emma and Gabe are the only two people from the other tribe. Now Emma trying to work something out with Paige, like, listen, girl, we the ladies on the tribe, we gotta stick together. I can get you on with the other purple people if we work together. Ryan is talking to Gabe, then Paige comes up, and first of all, we get a confessional from Ryan. Ryan talk about, yeah, Gabe picked me because I was making eye contact, giving him good energy. Well, give me some eye contact, Ryan. Give me some good energy, okay? Ryan over there, giving the eyes. Gabe picked them. So we hear Ryan say that. But then when Ryan talking to Emma, Ryan like, Gabe's just too nice, he makes me feel so comfortable. I just want to hug the guy. I love him. But if he can make me feel this way in 2 seconds, he can do that to everybody. Right. That makes him a threat. Ryan considers it. Ryan's like, you can't fool me. Like, I like you, but you can't fool me in this moment. So,
but Ryan is being the hype one. Gabe is chilling.
Yeah.
Ryan is the one being hype. Ryan is the one trying to get dollar tips. Okay, that's Ryan, not Gabe. Don't put that on Gabe.
And pull Emma in this situation because Emma picked Manfred, as you mentioned earlier, And the 4 people, well, 3 of these people voted together, and the one other person didn't even have a vote. So Emma, at this point, she's trying to attempt to get her way into this new tribe with this seemingly alliance at this point. It's like an alliance at this point that's seeming tighter than a fresh pair of box braids that you're finna go on summer vacation. And it's not looking too good. We see, like you mentioned, Gabe getting along with all the guys in this big group talking, and her and Paige just by themselves on the side having this conversation, and it's not looking too good. You know, Sunshine is like, I got pistachios, I got some jerky. Emma's like, well, I got a clementine.
Right.
You know, I got something. Give me some kind of conversation. Give me some so I can get into the mix.
Yeah. And kudos to Alex G in the editing, because it really seemed like Paige was making headway with, Emma was making headway with Paige. It looked like she was getting in with Ryan. We also see Sunshine approach Paige and it's like, hey, we haven't really talked strategic. And Sunshine is like, I haven't really decided who I want to work with yet. Sunshine, we on episode 4. You got the luxury to sit back and say who I want to work with. Poor Gabe, since episode 1, has been fighting for his life, trying to get somebody to believe him. And you got Sunshine over here talk about still trying to figure out who I want to work with. And he says that he really wants to align with Paige because Paige seems smart. Paige is another person that I want to keep my eye out on. She seems like she's, for the most part, not always on the right side of the vote, but she seems to always be with the numbers. And then we get to tribal and we don't really see a conclusion. So I'm like, they just leave us on a cliffhanger. We don't know who's it going to be. We get the tribal, and essentially Alex asks Gabe right up, like, hey, you and Emma are on the outs, like, what's going on? So Gabe makes a pitch for himself, and then Emma comes in, and Gabe essentially says, hey, I don't have nobody on the other side of there want to work with me. I've been all my life, I had to fight. I had to fight my brothers. I had to fight you told Amir to beat me. Okay, Gabe turned
He had to fight the bees.
Okay, he had to fight the bees. Gabe turned into the color purple. He like, I don't have nobody, so I'm a vote. And I was like, ooh, that's good. Then Emma came in and said, it's a game of numbers. I got alliances on the other side. You bring me, I could bring you numbers. What good is somebody with no numbers? I said, how demure. Okay, because she ate with that. I said, oh,
she did.
I was like, oh, Gabe, I'm sorry, Gabe.
At
I was
this
like,
point,
Gabe about to go home.
Emma, she fighting for her life. She's saying, do you want to work with somebody who got to work toward getting the stuff, or you want to work with the girl that got the stuff? She said she negotiated. Let me give you an offer. Let's make a deal. This is Survivor, and this is a different kind of island. But in this game, you want to make sure that you're on the right side of it. You want to come out on top. And you know how you come out on top? You come with the numbers. And you know who got the numbers? Not Gabe.
Okay.
And it's me.
Okay.
So she laid it all out on the floor.
She laid it. Okay. She was Lotto. She put it right on the floor. Okay. She said, fall's around the season. I'm a shopper. We bought the fall clothes months ago. Okay. I negotiated them prices for the clothes that you about to wear next season. Get with me.
Jasmine. Okay, Jasmine throwing bras, but Emma throwing deals. Okay. Let's see if they can catch that. Like Drake caught that bra.
Okay. I don't know if they caught it. Okay. I don't know if they caught it, because we then go to time to vote. And again, Gabe just can't catch a break, Alex. Why Gabe got to be the first one to vote too? Okay. So we go to vote, and first name, surprise, surprise, Gabe. I'm like, oh man. Then
Another
the next
one,
card,
thank you.
Emma. 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 Okay. At this point, Emma said, you ain't getting no discount at my store. Emma. And Emma gets voted out. And it just sucked because I didn't really have much of Emma prior to this episode, but in this episode, I was like, oh, Emma's a fighter. Like Emma is smart. Sunshine is saying he wants to align with Paige because Paige is smart. I'm like, from this episode, from what I could see, Emma was smart.
Yeah, she was running her tribe like a stove, like she was running it like the U.S. Navy. She was on the right side of votes. She knew where everything was. She had her whole tribe organized like it was aisles. And by voting her out to steal from Q, you didn't cancel Christmas. At this point, she canceling Halloween for all of y'all because she gonna show y'all something scary if she get back into this game. But you know what's gonna be scary? When she went to the Sands of Time and she got her block, she wrote down Paige's name. That's Paige's second block. Now that's gonna be a fright for her to see when the time is right.
It's giving spooky season. And so great episode. The previews for next episode looks like a merge might. Who we see?
No, we see something bigger than a merge in the preview. We see a star. We see somebody blow it out the water with this special guest appearances. We see two Philly legends in the building. We see James, and we see who else do we see, Bryce?
I don't know,
we
because
see none other than the Purple Pants podcast host, Bryce himself.
Oh, I guess I make an appearance. The way you was describing it, I thought Beyonce called Alex, and we getting ready to get the Renaissance visuals next episode. Okay, yeah. So it's exciting. I guess I will be on next week's episode. I had to come support, and I'm excited.
I'm excited too, Bryce. I can't wait.
Yes. So this has been your Purple Pants podcast coverage of Survivor Philadelphia Season 3, Episode 4. Please join us next week as we will be covering Episode 5. Timmy, before we go, where can the people find your very demure, classy, calm, not doing too much, but very demure self at?
Right. If you want to be mindful, you can find me at Timstagram B on Instagram, and you can also find me on the Bryson Wynn Present page on Instagram and on TikTok as well. So, be very classy and go follow me.
Okay. Very upscale. So yes, we will be back next week. This has been your Survivor Philadelphia coverage. We out, y'all. Jasmine, come get your bra. It's the Purple Pants podcast. You better listen in public, might make your stomach hurt. Ooh. It's the Purple Pants podcast. You're trying to unwind, you better get that box wine. It's the Purple Pants podcast. You're trying to get your snack, you better hurry right back though. It's the Purple Pants. It's the Purple Pants.